The following opinions are solely those of BoatTest.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com, and today we're going to be conducting a performance evaluation on a new model from WorldCat, the 280cc-X. She's newly designed from the bottom up, and the hulls have hard chines leading to relatively flat bottoms with lifting strakes to both inboard hulls. One of the design goals was to make the boat lighter and designed to perform with less power, in this case, twin 200 horsepower outboards. So let's start by launching her and seeing how she performs. The WorldCat 280cc-X has a length overall of 27 feet 6 inches, a beam of 9 feet 2 inches, and a draft of 14 inches. With an empty weight of 7,300 pounds, half fuel, and 2 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 8,380 pounds. With twin Yamaha 200 4-strokes turning 18 by 14 1/4 Reliance 3-bladed props, we reached our top speed of 48.7 miles per hour at 5,900 RPM. Best cruise was measured at 3,500 RPM and 25.6 miles per hour. At that speed, the 10.2 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 2.5 miles per gallon and a range of 497 statute miles, while still holding back a 10% reserve of her 220 gallon total fuel capacity. As for her handling, she accelerated on a fairly level attitude and reached a planing speed in 3.1 seconds. She continued accelerating to 20 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds and hit 30 miles per hour in 8.3. We had moderate 1-foot swells to play in on our test day, and it really wasn't a fair way to show just how well this boat could take some punishment. However, Fort Lauderdale's Port Everglades is rife with large yachts that produce more than their fair share of massive wakes, so we spent plenty of time chasing down one after another, and it was not only telling, it was downright fun. We sliced cleanly through the heavier stuff with not a hint of pounding thanks to the heavy build process transferring any impact throughout the entire hull. Her twin hulls with their narrow entries did the rest. There was minimal spray thanks to the 49-inch freeboard forward as we transitioned through the waves, and the faster we went, the better that penetration. So in short, when the going gets rough, slowing down is not necessarily the correct way to deal with it. Such is the life on a cat. In turn tests, if we slowly enter a turn, she'll stay flat or lean just slightly into the turn. If we put her into a power turn, she'll come over about 5 to 7 degrees, but the force still moves the body to the outside of the turn. Where the turns really shine is in the tight radius. The circles were only slightly larger than the boat's length, and there was no hint of prop ventilation, even when entering the turn from a trimmed condition. Now, one of the things we tout with cats is redundancy. They have independent propulsion, electrical, and fuel systems, so one engine dying does not necessarily translate to the other. We can always get home, which begs the question, can she run on one engine? Well, to find out, we lifted one out of the water and hit the throttle on the other. We expected her to lumber along, but still get home. What we found was the 280cc-X jumping on a plane and cruising along at a steady 20 miles per hour. Pretty impressive. Now back at the dock, let's look over some of her operational features. The helm is a center console, of course. The compass is to port in line with the operator. A row of push-button switches line the top of the panel, and where's the horn? Right here in the center of this section, and we'd always like to see that in red to stand out. Below, WorldCat embraces the glass dash concept with 12-inch displays that span the space so the observer can help with the navigation. These are also connected to the CZone system to control the boat's electrical switches, but we still have the quick press switches across the top of the panel. The steering wheel is mounted to a tilt base, and love that steering knob. The engine controls are set at a slight angle and easy to manipulate. A pair of stainless drink holders is next, right over an opening glove box, with an accessory plug that we'd like to see paired with a USB port. There's plenty of room to keep the ignitions out of the knee strike zone. Below is a footrest with storage inside and toe space underneath. There's tempered glass that wraps around 3 sides and integrates with the hardtop above. A single wiper is all that's needed for keeping visibility. We'd like to see an opening vent at the top. The helm seat has plush cushioning and premium upholstery with stitched detailing. It's 3 feet 5 inches wide and includes flip-down armrests and individual flip-up bolsters. Underneath is the main breaker panel and battery switches with the hatch fitted with lift and lock latches that we'd like to see lockable. We do like that everything is properly labeled. Overhead is a well-built and infused hardtop with a surfboard edge adding a stylish look. The top side has mounting points for an antenna array. The underside is color matched to the hull and 6 feet 7 inches off the deck. It includes LED spreader lights, 2 color courtesy lights, and speakers front and rear. Handholds are integrated into the supports, which are well integrated into the console and allow 21 inches of side deck clearance, among the most in class. The foredeck is split into 2 sections in true cat form, and the whole deck is treated in molded diamond non-skid. The port hatch is for storage and is roomy enough to swallow 4 fenders in all our dock lines. There's also a freshwater washdown hose stored on a separate shelf. The opening is guttered to channel water to the corner drain and overboard. The hatch is resin infused for a finish to both sides. It's gasketed and held open with a stainless steel strut and held closed with a turn and lock latch. The starboard side conceals the windlass, and this location really serves to clean up the foredeck area on this latest model. In fact, the only things at deck level are the 4 8-inch pull-up cleats and the LED nav lights. Both the windlass and the control switches are mounted to aluminum plates. With the windlass in this position, the rod makes a 90-degree turn as it makes its way out to the centrally mounted anchor roller, also mounted under the deck. LED docking lights have now been integrated into the area just under the foredeck and to both sides of the anchor. Moving aft, WorldCat made the servicing more user-friendly with the addition of 2 mechanical compartments, one for each hull, and each houses the independent fuel tanks, steering pumps, fuel filters, and through-hull fittings. The starboard side also houses the single water tank. To port is a concealed battery charger with the plug just above. Stainless hawse holes lead under the gunnels to vertically mounted 8-inch cleats. I'm always impressed with the handling every time I get on a WorldCat, and today's test was no exception. She's a wide, solid, and stable platform that handles well and cuts through waves like a cat should. She's also got a ton of interior space for fishing and entertaining, but that's another video, be sure to look for it. For now, that's my full sea trial of the 280ccX from WorldCat. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.